Hello, my dear. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator, voice for your loved ones. How are you today? I don't think I've read for you before, so I like to start with explaining a little bit. I see, hear, feel, sense, know. They talk to me, but they also show me pictures, and I call it spiritual charades. So I try to describe the picture the best that I can. They never waste a message. There is always a reason for whatever they say or show. So if it doesn't make any sense now, keep it in mind because you'll either see it later, remember it later, or somebody else will validate it for you later and go, oh, I know what she's talking about. This is not an exact science. We communicate the best way we can. So sometimes you got to stretch it outside the box a little bit. We just communicate the best way we can. I always ask for questions. I cannot promise you'll answer all of them. It's their ball game. Within reason, I let them do or say anything that they feel like they need to say. So I can't twist their arm and make them answer, but we'll see what she's got to say. She's coming in with this very strong, loving presence. A little bit angry about what happened when she left. A little bit angry about how she had to leave. Even though she says, okay, she says, explain. Before we come here, and I don't know how much of this you know about any of this kind of stuff, before we come here, we actually decide our exit point. It could be when we're 1 day old. It can be when we're 100 years old. Whatever that timeline is, that's when it's predestined for us to leave. And it can waver a little bit, depending on what's going on around us and who it's going to affect in what way, what they're going to learn from it. But we're going to leave at that point. I don't understand it. I don't need to. It's just what it is. Even though she knows now that this is the way it's supposed to be, before she left though, she was angry about the way she was leaving. And she says she was saying things like, I hurt, damn it. That only stays with the physical body. Because once we leave, we no longer have that heavy thing that we walk around in. There is no more pain. She says there's nothing but beautiful light. And she's kind of showing herself throwing flower, almost like a flower girl would do, little like flower petals, and she's throwing them and she's dancing around. She kind of looks like a flower child. She actually has a like a little headband thing made out of flowers, kind of like a hippie would do. I don't know how old she was, but she feels like she has a hippie soul. Free, light, beautiful, inspiring. She said inspiring. She says, so don't mourn for her pain because she has no more pain. I love you. We could all be better people. And I know the picture you sent me, she had long blonde hair, but she's showing it like really long and she's stroking it and it's flowing. And she says it's gorgeous again. Okay, show me again. So, and I promise you 1,000%, she can hear you, she can see you. You just can't hear her. You just need somebody like me so you can hear her. But she can hear you and see you. So she's showing me that sometimes you're kind of maybe sitting on the couch or in a chair or something, doesn't matter. And you kind of got your head down a little bit. At least this is the way she's showing it. and she walks up beside you, and this is my right shoulder. It doesn't have to be the right shoulder, but I always try to say exactly what she is showing. And she comes up and she puts her hand kind of here, kind of puts her hand on your shoulder, kind of on your back a little bit. You should feel that. Sometimes it'll just be so slight you don't even realize it. Sometimes it'll feel like just a warm spot, could feel like tingling, could feel like goosebumps, could feel like a bug crawling, or hair that you can't brush off, tickling. Sometimes when they really want to get my attention, it feels like pins stick in me when I'm not paying attention. They go, hey, hey, hey. So I don't know how you will receive the energy, but she does that a lot. She puts her hand right on the back of your shoulder. She wants you to know she's standing that close. I don't know how long it's been since she passed. So when you're in really, really deep grief, it's harder for us to feel that, which makes no sense to me because that's when you really need to know that they're there. You really need to feel it. But that's just the way it works. And once the grief starts easing up, then you're going to feel and hear some of that stuff. She has a very, very strong essence of some kind of perfume. She says eau de toilette. I don't even know how to say that. It's like perfume, but it's like, I don't even know what it is. But it's like all over her. It's like a cloud. So I don't know if she used to use a lot of perfume, but you will smell that too. You can be in your car, you can be outside, you can be in the store. Doesn't matter where you're at, you get that whiff of it. Know that that's her letting you know that she's there. Whenever she gives you a sign like that, any of the signs, validate her, acknowledge her, tell her you love her, and ask her to bring you more if you want more. That's totally up to you. That's your free will choice. But if you acknowledge them and say, I know that's you, then once they know that you get it, then you get more. It kind of opens a floodgate when they know that you're actually going to realize that it's them. She's showing that she has actually snuggled up against your back in the bed. Whether you were asleep and you thought you were dreaming it, or whether you were usually it's like, it's not always when you're awake. It's sometimes you're just drifting off to sleep or just waking up and you think you feel them still there, or you feel something pressing on the bed, or you feel that warmth up against your back. Know that that's her. It's not something creepy. Again, validate her, acknowledge her, tell her you love her. Invite her in if you want her to. That's your choice. She's saying it would feel very warm, but it wouldn't. Normally, it's not your whole body. Normally, the way she's showing it anyway, would just be like she's showing the back side of you, like snuggled up against your back. Scratching. Something about scratching. Have you heard some scratching in your house? A lot of times people come over and ask me to cleanse their house because I have something haunted in my house, a demon. No, it's usually grandma. Could be your wife. Could be it's a loved one. Just trying to let you know that she's there. So again, the scratching will be another sign. She's showing like fingernail scratching, but it's not. It could be on a wall. She's not showing me exactly what type of surface, so she could be doing different things. I usually like to tell you which surface they're showing me so you know what sound to listen for. She says you're doing an awesome job. You are doing an kick-ass job of carrying on. And she's very proud of you. She knows you go to visit her. So even if she's not in a cemetery, even if it's you have her ashes at home or something, you're visiting wherever she's at and talking to her, and she knows that. And she's showing one white daisy in a vase. So I don't know if you gave her daisies, if you've recently taken daisies out there, or if she's just referring to some flower that you've given her recently. She's acknowledging that. She's talking about a bear, B-E-A-R. Talking about a bear. She's shown me what looks like a big grizzly bear. But she's not saying why. They don't always say. Sometimes they just throw stuff out there. It's her show. She can say whatever she wants, within reason. They usually won't give me all the details because the details are none of my business. They'll give me just enough so you know what they're talking about, what she's talking about. There, there's a small boy, dark hair, that either met her or is with her now. On the other side, I can't tell the relationship with her, but feels very close to her. Okay, you have to come in a little closer. There's a grandma, got kind of salt and pepper hair, not really white. Um, doesn't appear to have been elderly when she left. At least that's not the way she's showing herself. Not skinny, but not really. I wouldn't call her pudgy. Kind of like she liked casual clothes, maybe. Not a dressy up type of grandma. She's there with her. I'm hearing dad. I don't know if she means her dad, your dad, and I also like to explain. Um, like a father doesn't have to be a blood father. It could be the guy. It could be an uncle that did more things for you as a father than your real father. It's that type of feeling, that type of relationship. Your little lady next door can feel more like your grandmother than your real grandmother or blood grandmother that lives clear across the country. She's singing if you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. That song the kids sing. Now she used to sing this to kids. I feel sad for those I left behind, but I am in a very good place. Very happy. Very loved. Very at home. Very safe. It's not scary. I'm not in the dark. I'm where I'm where I'm supposed to be, but know that I still love you and I still visit you, and know you will not hold me back. And a lot of people think if I think about them all the time or I talk to them all the time, that you're keeping them from going and doing whatever they need to do. You can't tie a rope on them. They can go anywhere they want to. So they'll pop in and out all the time. Something about a horse. Sometimes they just throw words out. So I'll just throw out whatever she says. It's her show. You did not hear me or feel me when I left because I wanted it that way. It's like, how many times have you heard somebody sitting by somebody's bedside for days and days, wanting to be there at the last moment, and they get up and go to the bathroom, they come back, and that person is gone because they chose to do that. Sometimes they feel like whoever's there would not be able to take watching that, even though it's peaceful. It's their choice. They choose that. No, it did not hurt. You can be anything you want to be. Go for your dreams. Take those steps forward, and I will be walking along beside you every step of the way, helping you from this end to open doors, to put the perfect people in your path, to nudge you along, and ask her for help. What was she good at here that she could still help you with up there? They can nudge people. All of a sudden, somebody will call and have the perfect opportunity for you. But you have to ask, and you have to allow it to happen. They cannot override your free will choice. My guides are always going, Rhonda, we gave you the great stuff in the world, and you're saying no to it. What's wrong with you? It's my free will choice to say no. Excuse me. So it's very important that you ask and allow. And then just watch the next few days, see what happens. And it's not always in a few days, sometimes it's that divine timing. If it's supposed to happen at this time, be patient. I hate that card when I get the divine timing card. It means be patient. It'll happen when it's supposed to. But you still have to make those steps forward, and she's going to be right beside you, helping from her end as much as she can, put the right things and the right people on your path. It truly does work that way. Talk to her, ask her. Ask her to bring somebody that can help you with that dream. Open that door. She's showing the door is thrown wide open. So whatever it is, if it was about the research, that's where our thoughts were going. That door is already wide slammed. I mean, it went clear open. It's there. Now take steps towards it, and ask her, and then watch and see what happens. She's kind of making a big deal out of that. And it sounds like a big deal, and that's awesome. So I asked her what she wants you to do now. She said she wants you to be happy. She wants you to step forward. She wants you to not feel guilty when you laugh. She wants you to get out of the chair and not sit in the dark, alone. She wants you to mingle. That doesn't necessarily mean other women, but it could. Could just mean she wants you to get out and be amongst people. She wants you not to be ashamed of who you are and how you feel. Because you are an awesome person, she said. I thank you for being that part of my life. I thank you for supporting me in my crazy ideas. I thank you for loving me, even now. Oh, she wants me to explain. Love is an energy. It's an emotion. It's an energy, and you cannot kill love. It is the highest form of energy that we have. We take it with us. We can feel that vibration even when we're gone. So know that she feels that. Okay, so she's walking around in your living room and she's like messing with knobs. She's messing. So watch for electronics. She's showing the living room. Doesn't have to be just the living room, but that's the way she's showing it. So watch for things maybe to go a little haywire in your living room. It could be clock, it could be television, it could be radio. It could be Alexa. It could be your phone. But she's showing the living room where she's just like going around and turning all kinds of knobs. So no, I don't know how long she's been gone. And I asked my medium friend, I says, well, when we get there, we should know how to do all this stuff. She goes, no, it's kind of like the movie Ghost, where Patrick Swayze is in the subway with the spirit, and he's teaching him how to flick the bottle cap and kick the can, and it takes a little bit to learn. So she's trying very hard. I mean, she just going all over, just turning things. So I don't know that she's quite figured it out, but she's close if she hasn't. So if your TV all of a sudden changes channels or goes up, volume goes up, or the clock stops or starts or whatever, electronics are super easy because it's energy too. When she does that again, validate her, acknowledge her, tell her you love her, and ask her to bring you more. Tell her she's welcome in your home if that's what you want. That's your choice. She says, love me, but she knows you love her. So I'm not sure what that meant. How can I make you happier? Tell her. Tell her what she could do. She says, no, I can't come back, and I don't want to. It's hard down there. That's especially now, that's no kidding. Know that I heard every word that you said at the end, even though you may not have thought I did. And she's shown herself like right at the very end, like kind of halfway in between being gone and being here, or maybe people thought she probably didn't hear them. She did. They do. Absolutely. And I swear, I promise. I'm not going to hold you to every promise you made, but I promise. And I will be waiting for you when you leave, but not anytime soon. She's showing a huge angel, which is almost always what I see when they're laying in a bed right before they leave, and usually just a few days before, or just maybe even a few hours before they see them. They know that they're there to get them. Huge angel by her bed. This grandma that I described. The dad figure. The little boy. There's also a little girl about the same age as the boy, maybe a little older, and I'm suck at ages, so I hate to give an age. And she's got dark hair, but it's thick and it's in long braided pigtails. Kind of the braids, instead of pigtails up here, but down the back, kind of long, but they're braided. I don't feel a relationship with her, so I don't know how she fits in there. But they were all there by the bed. She knew it. So if you heard her maybe babbling there towards the end, saying things that you thought were strange, it's because she was talking to them. So you might want to think back to what was some of that stuff that she said that you didn't pay any attention to. Trying to get her to validate that it's her. I like to get 2 or 3 things from them so you know absolutely for sure that it's her. She's not coming forth with anything exact. Now she's going, hey, 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 hey. So you should hear that. And if you don't hear it in these ears, you might hear it with your telepathic ears, because you don't have to talk out loud to talk to her. It's going, hey, hey, hey. So you should hear something like, hey. If you hear it with these ears, usually it's in one ear. Sometimes it'll get warm here if she's on that side, trying to talk in your ear. It may sound like muttering. It may sound like a high-pitched noise all of a sudden. Or it may sound like whispering, like pss, 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 or something like that. You are handsome. You're my handsome man. And don't forget that. Now she's playing with your toes. Almost like this little piggy went to market type of thing, where she's wiggling your toes, so you should feel that too. She's trying to make her presence known. So if you suddenly get a cramp in your toe, it really usually wouldn't feel like that, but I don't know how you will receive the energy or how she's going to do it for sure. But she's wiggling toes. It could just feel like itching or tickling, or you could actually feel your toe move, or one can get really hot where the others don't. She loves how you're moving forward. She loves how you're taking care of things since she left. Absolutely perfect, she says. And I don't care about that stuff anymore. It's just stuff. Do what you want with it. I don't need that dress or those shoes. I didn't like the way they fit anyway. I don't know which one she's talking about. You did right by me. Now let me help do right by you. I love you. You made my heart be happy, and you allowed me to be me. You allowed me to be me. You're perfect in every way. You don't have to be perfect to be perfect, if that makes sense. I know what she means. You're perfect the way you are. Don't be too critical on yourself. Stop doing the whys and why nots. It was destined. You helped me through it. You supported me. You were strong. And I thank you for that. You stood by me, and I thank you for that. You loved me, and I thank you for that. And she's kind of nodding her head like I am. I don't know if that's something she did. I wasn't afraid to tell somebody off, but now she just feels so loving and so lovable and just so full of love. And that's the way they usually feel, though. When we get up there, they kind of peel us like an onion, and they pull all that heavy crap energy from that we get from down here, and we no longer have the anger or the pain or the regrets or the. It's all about cleaning their energy and being pure love. Love is the highest form of energy, and I think I already said that. I know you won't forget me, but I want you happy. So smile a little smile for me. And she sees a tear rolling down your cheek. Know that I promise. Something about there towards the end that you guys talked about. I promise. Now she's back to looking like a kind of a younger version of herself, kind of like the hippie with the flower headband, flowers in her hair, and like she's running through a field of wildflowers, and she looks young, she feels young. She's got a long white, kind of off-white flowing dress on, and she just feels free from all that crap I was going through. I needed it. I was ready. I didn't want to deal with it anymore. But I still love you. And with that, she's leaving. She's thrown flower petals in the air. So watch for single flower petals, and it could be real, they could be fake. You could see somebody on TV throwing petals. You could be walking through the store, and there'll be one single petal laying on the floor. When I find things like that I know are my sign, I pick them up and I keep them. You don't have to do that, but once again, validate her, acknowledge her, tell her you love her, tell her you know that that's from her. You can be walking down the sidewalk and there'll be one single flower petal laying there on the sidewalk. I found them in my car. Just opened the door to my truck, and it's like, where'd that come from? You never know. Now, if you walk by a bush that's the flowers are wilting and all the flower petals are dropping, that doesn't count quite so much. It's kind of the ones that come out of the blue, out of the ordinary. Okay, she's leaving, and she's humming a very soft lilting song, almost like to what I've heard the angels singing. It's a little bit above what we do here. So if you hear some humming, sweet music, I can't describe it. There's no way to describe this because it's not exactly like, it's close to what we would hear here. So if you hear some, and it may be when you're drifting off sleep, it may be when you're asleep, know that that's her humming a little lullaby-like tune to you. Okay, she's leaving. Okay, much love to you, my dear. Thank you for allowing me to be her voice. She's very sweet. She's very soft and gentle and loving. And watch for those signs. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator, voice for your loved ones. See you later.